and David Benfield.
Sounds good to me.
Well, come join us.
This is First Coast Living.
Hello and welcome to First Coast Living. I'm Jordan Wilkerson.
And I'm David Benfield. Happy Friday!
We're matching again with the green.
Yeah,
I
look at
love
that.
it. I love it.
It's a mind meld. It's a constant mind meld. Yeah.
We're on the same page. And you know what? We have got a fabulous show on this Friday. So I think we need to get right into it.
Let's do what we got. What do we have
So
coming up?
coming up, you know we're going to be living in the kitchen, cooking up something delicious with our executive producer, Justin. Hello. We'll tell you about all the deals you can get, too, at Winn-Dixie.
Get ready for a spooky and spectacular performance. Paranormal Circus stopping by the First Coast Living studio today.
Yeah, they are so talented.
Awesome.
Stay
Look at
tuned
that.
for that. Plus, with Valentine's Day just 15 days away, Fun for First Coast kids. They're here to tell us how you can enjoy the special day with your family.
Hang on.
But first,
Come on.
it's time for
Say
What?
All right, so we know it's been pretty cold here in Florida, but the cold weather means nothing to this polar bear in St. Louis, Missouri, who's living his best life. You
my
can see
gosh,
him, he's
look at all
like
that.
jumping into the water, going after giant balls. I mean, he's like playing in the snow. I mean, look at my guy go. This is awesome. He's like, yes, finally.
Right? He's like, I'm in my element. But look how much snow they got.
Oh man! So you know, the first year that I lived in Brooklyn, they had this this crazy snowstorm that they were talking about. Like it's the worst snow that they've had in like in almost 100 years.
Right.
And so my backyard, right, was completely snow drift in. So like you couldn't open the back door. You had to
gosh,
open the
that freaks me
windows and the
out.
dogs jump out of the window to go back.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. And Ripley, it was so high that Ripley would be like in there, and then his little face would go boop.
Oh, I do like those videos when you see the animals just like hopping in and out.
Oh, they just lose their mind.
I
She
like
just gets
it.
all frisky and goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's cute when they go wild like that. Hey, and we might see some flurries.
Really?
Like later, Saturday into Sunday?
Oh, yeah,
Potentially.
Sunday's.
Not going to accumulate, but that might be.
All right.
It's going to be cold enough, we'll just say that.
I'm not looking for it. This is why we're in Florida.
That's a
All right,
definite
well, you know
say
what?
what.
Let's take a walk. Let's get walking.
All right, we're
All right,
hungry.
come on, let's go. We are living in the Winn-Dixie kitchen, and it's brought to you by Pearlcraft Cabinetry. And we have our executive producer, Justin Miller, here with beer and wieners.
Yeah, why not? So
Okay.
we saw that like the hot Italian sausages were on sale at Winn-Dixie for BOGO, and I was just like, you know what? I really want to do some beer brats because I have never once ever.
Hopefully
made
better than the beer
bratwurst.
cheese.
It's gotta be. So
Man,
see that.
almost anything is going to be better than that beer cheese. We're not good at like melting cheese, dude.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just-
no.
We're going to
our
have
forte.
Smoking Spencer's Q. He's going to come back on and
Yes.
show us.
He's going to show us how to make that
Yeah.
properly.
and then
remember
we'll
the
have
text he
Pico
sent?
To do the
Pico
queso?
Princess do queso.
Like no kidding, this is real. So right after we got done with the segment, that last one, he gets a text from our guy. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, I gotta come on and show you how to do
I
this.
will
That's
help you.
tragic.
Please help me because
Yeah.
we don't know. I can't do it. So I've never actually made
Beer brats?
Well, here we
and
go.
Never
Okay,
once. So
okay.
I was like, David, I
This is what we
literally
do.
just pour beer into
That's
a
exactly
pot.
right.
And he's like, yeah, and I'm
That's
like,
it.
I feel like I'm wasting a couple beers.
No, you're not,
but-
sir. You're elevating those bratwursts to some pure deliciousness. So,
I love it.
Okay, so beer brats are really, really easy. It's essentially just like you said. You're going to take a pot and you're going to pour as much beer as you want in there. Oh, hang on, guys. Unfortunately, we're going to have to toss to a special report for NBC. We'll be back as soon as we can.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Joe Fryer.
Good morning. We are coming on the air on a busy Friday morning with breaking news at the Justice Department. That's where Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is holding a news conference, and NBC News has learned from two senior administration officials the focus is on the Epstein files. Let's listen in.
Responsive materials under the Act. We are also releasing today a letter we are transmitting to Congress and various internal protocols associated with our review. I want to take a moment to thank the professionals at the Department of Justice who met twice daily, sometimes more, for the last 75 days to get to where we are today. The leadership teams from the Office of the Attorney General, from the Deputy Attorney General's office, the Associate Attorney General's office, the Criminal Division, the National Security Division, the FBI, the Southern District of Florida, the Southern District of New York, and the Northern District of New York all gave up many hours every single day on top of their other, of course, full-time obligations to fulfill the President Trump's promise of transparency to the American people. I also want to thank the more than 500 lawyers and professionals across all those divisions that I just mentioned and others who worked long days, nights, weekends, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, nights, weekends, and holidays to complete this production. These highly trained reviewers spend their careers putting bad guys in jail and effectuating the mission of the department. And to a person, they work tirelessly to protect victims and comply with the act since its passage. So thank you to all of them. Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography and images that were seized from Epstein's devices, but which he did not take or that someone around him did not take. Some of the videos, though, and some of the images do appear to be taken by Mr. Epstein or by others around him. Now, I want to talk for a few minutes about the department's document identification and review protocols. It consisted of multiple layers of review and quality control designed to ensure compliance under the act and protect victims. On top of the review protocols that the department had in place, the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York employed an additional review protocol to ensure compliance with a court order requiring United States Attorney Jay Clayton to certify that with respect to certain materials, a large quantity of the materials, a rigorous process was undertaken to protect victims against any clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy. The department's collection effort resulted in more than 6 million pages being identified as potentially responsive, including department and FBI emails, interview summaries, images, videos, and various other materials collected and generated during the various investigations and prosecutions that the act covered. We erred on the side of over-collection of materials from various sources to best ensure maximum transparency and compliance, which necessarily means that the number of responsive pages is significantly smaller than the total number of pages initially collected. That's why I mentioned a moment ago, we're releasing more than 3 million pages today and not the 6 million pages that we collected. I want to address what we didn't produce. The categories of documents withheld include those permitted under the Act to be withheld, files that contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal and medical files, and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Although the Act allows for withholding for items necessary to keep secret in the interest of national security or foreign policy, no files are being withheld or redacted on that basis. Further, as we previously stated in our December 19th letter of last year, the department withheld or redacted files covered by various privileges, as we always do, including deliberative process privilege, work product privilege, and attorney-client privilege. As you all know, under the Act, the department must subsequently submit to the House and Senate committees on the judiciary a report listing all categories of records released and withheld, a summary of redactions made, including the legal basis for such redactions, and a list of all government officials and politically exposed persons named or referenced in the Act. We will do so in due course as required under the Act. I want to talk for just a moment about the redactions that will be obvious to anyone who reviews the materials that we just produced today. In addition to the documentary redactions, which includes personal identifying information, victim information, and other privileges, there is extensive redactions to images and videos. To protect victims, We redacted every woman depicted in any image or video, with the exception of Ms. Maxwell. We did not redact images of any men, unless it was impossible to redact the woman without also redacting the man. To this end, though, and to ensure transparency, if any member of Congress wishes to review any portions of the responsive production in any unredacted form, they're welcome to make arrangements with the department to do so, and we're happy to do that. I want to talk for a minute about something that is important. Every single day of the year, the Department of Justice investigates and prosecutes those who abuse and traffic young women and children. Just last year, the FBI located over 2,700 victims of child exploitation. The Department of Justice found and terminated 3.8 million dark web pedophile accounts. In August, we charged 11 defendants for extensive sex trafficking in Los Angeles of illegal immigrants and underage women. Last month, we charged 5 men who were engaged in a sadistic sextortion network of deranged young men abusing women. Over the past several months, last summer and into the fall, we executed Operation Restore Justice, rescuing 205 child victims and arresting 293 offenders. I point this out because I take umbrage at the suggestion, which is totally false, that the Attorney General or this department does not take child exploitation or sex trafficking seriously, or that we somehow do not want to protect victims. We do. There are some select members of Congress and some in the public eye, including those most critical of our efforts at full transparency under the Act, who remain silent as to all the work that we have done and continue to do every day in this space, while quickly pointing a finger at the Attorney General or this department because we were careful in our review of millions of pages of documents over the past 2 months. The Attorney General, the Director of the FBI, and our partners throughout this administration work hard every single day to protect the most vulnerable among us. With the production of this magnitude, mistakes are inevitable. We, of course, want to immediately correct any redaction errors that our team may have made, and so the department has established an email inbox for victims to reach us directly to correct redactions and any concerns when appropriate. That's been in existence since December, and we've been doing that since then. Finally, a very small portion of the documents collected pursuant to the Act include materials that a law firm produced to the SDNY in 2019 pursuant to a grand jury subpoena. This was during the criminal investigation of Ms. Maxwell. We determined it would be prudent to seek an order from the court in the Southern District of New York seeking production of these materials subject to the protective order in that civil lawsuit. To that end, the department has filed that motion with the appropriate judge in the SDNY, and if that motion is granted, we'll release those materials with appropriate redactions immediately. Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process to ensure transparency to the American people and compliance with the Act. The department has engaged in an unprecedented and extensive effort to do so. After submitting the final report to Congress as required under the Act and publishing the written justifications for redactions in the Federal Register, the department's obligations under the Act will be completed. I'm happy to take any questions anybody has about that.
Todd, I'd like to ask you about this, and I have a Minnesota question for you. On the Epstein release today, it was recently made public that Ghislaine Maxwell claims more than 24 men signed secret agreements with the federal government not to be prosecuted. What is your reaction to that, and what does that mean for her case?
I read an article that described, I wasn't aware that it was actual men that she's claiming. I thought it was accomplices, which I'm not sure if that's a reference to some of the financial institutions or other individuals that.
25.
So yes, I don't have a reaction to her filing. I can tell you that we reviewed as I just described, every single piece of paper that we have associated with these investigations, Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell, and to the extent that such arrangements exist, I'm not aware of them.
And on to Minnesota, if I may ask you real quick. That's in the topic in the headlines right now. There's new video of a man believed to be Alex Preddy, who's spitting, who's kicking out a taillight of a law enforcement vehicle. Does that change the perception of a potential DOJ investigation? Is there going to be a civil rights investigation into his death? Where does that land now that that video's out? Then I have a quick follow-up on that.
I don't think a single video should change any perception the Department of Justice may or may not have about that tragic occurrence last Saturday. We've said repeatedly over the past week that, of course, this is something that we're investigating, and we are. That's what we would always do in circumstances like this. And so there's an investigation that's ongoing, which I'm not going to talk about. But just look, the problem is an initial reaction to a particular video, one or another. You're talking about one that happened apparently some days ahead of last Saturday. It's an investigation. So an investigation necessarily means just that. It means talking to witnesses. It means looking at documentary evidence, sending subpoenas if you have to. And the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division has the best experts in the world at this. They've been doing it for decades. And so I expect that investigation will proceed with those parameters in mind.
Are you looking at a nexus of left-wing groups? This DOJ said that that's something that you guys were concerned about. Are you following money? Are you looking at a potential that all of this may be related somewhere?
I mean, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Attorney General. You said in your remarks that you've withheld some documents because of ongoing investigations. I've done this long enough to know you can't comment on ongoing investigations, but can you say a little bit more? Because as you know, the department has been criticized for not bringing charges against more people. Are there still open investigations related to Jeffrey Epstein?
So what I was laying out in my comments is the statutory, what the statute talks about what we can withhold and the reasons we can withhold it. I wasn't pointing to any particular, I wasn't trying to be coy or otherwise suggest there's some investigation. As you all know, Jay Clayton in New York is in charge of any potential investigations, and I'm not going to comment beyond that on that.
You were referring to Clayton.
Excuse me?
You were referring to Clayton's investigation.
I wasn't referring to anything. I was just saying that Congress, in their wisdom, allowed us to withhold documents if there were ongoing criminal investigations. That's one of the 4 reasons. I wanted to make clear with respect to any national security information that we were not withholding. There's not some tranche of super secret documents about Jeffrey Epstein that we're withholding. We're actually not withholding anything based upon NDI. So.
Deputy Attorney General Branch, thank you for your time. 2 questions for you. Number 1, pushing politics aside and everyone else aside, some of the victims of Epstein have expressed frustration with the entire process. I want to give you the opportunity to speak directly to them.
Well, I don't know what you're speaking to. I mean, if there's frustration with, quote, the entire process, same here. I mean, you have a situation where for many, many years, nobody even breathed a word about Jeffrey Epstein, and then all of a sudden it was all anybody would talk about going into the last spring and summer, culminating in the passage of the Transparency Act. And President Trump has said for years what I think everybody will find to be exactly true, which is detailing his relationship and lack thereof with Mr. Epstein, and what he thought about Mr. Epstein, and notwithstanding what the department has been saying for a very long time, we're still where we are today. Listen, victims of Mr. Epstein have gone through unspeakable pain, and there's nobody that should say anything differently. And I, to the extent that there's frustration, I understand where that comes from, just from what we know about Mr. Epstein. I hope that the work that the men and women within this department have done over the past 2 months hopefully is able to bring closure. I think that what we told our reviewers is that was the goal. You know, there's this mantra out there that, oh, you know, the Department of Justice is supposed to protect Donald J. Trump, and that's what we were telling. That's not true. That was never the case. We are always concerned about the victims. When we said that we were not legally allowed to release documents, that's a fact. That was true. It remains true today. And then with the Act's passage, we are able now and directed to release documents, which is what we are doing. But so hopefully some of those frustrations are now eased. Listen, any victim that wants to speak with the department has done so. Hopefully, if not, they should. The prosecutors from this case in New York have given hundreds, if not thousands, of hours to working with victims, and that's what we do every day, and that's what we did in this case as well. So,
very quickly, can you assure the American public that President Trump, like every other prominent person whose name came up in relation to the Epstein files, that all documents, photos, and anything relevant to him connected to the case are being released?
I mean, yes, I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the Act, and there is no, we did not protect President Trump, we didn't protect or not protect anybody. I mean, I think that there's a hunger or a thirst for information that I do not think will be satisfied by the review of these documents. And there's nothing I can do about that. But President Trump, of all the people in Washington, D.C. and around this country that have said for years the same consistent message about Jeffrey Epstein as President Trump. And so there's not been a change of course or anything, and certainly his direction to the American people and the Department of his direction to the Department of Justice was to be as transparent, release the files, be as transparent as we can, and that's exactly what we did.
I want to clarify your remarks on the Alex Preddy killing. Are you saying that the Justice Department has opened a civil rights investigation into his death?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, look, and I know there's been a lot of discussion among the media around that, but just think about what that means. All that means is that DHS, as the Secretary has said, is conducting an investigation, as they should and as they do every time there's a tragic event like this. And the FBI, in their role, which is a separate role from DHS, is also looking into it and conducting an investigation. And that's not. That shouldn't be treated as making news. We've said that for a week, and it remains as true today as it was last Sunday when I said it.
Two questions for you, one on topic and one separate. Yeah, two questions for you, one on topic and one separate. On topic, do you have any information that you could just share? Because 3 million documents is a lot for people who are watching this at home. Are there any new names or new people, public people in positions of power who you're found in these filings?
I don't have anything to share about what's new or not new, and no, I don't have anything to share about that.
And to follow up on that, do you have a reaction to the arrest of Don Lemon overnight?
Do I have a reaction to what?
To Don Lemon's arrest overnight?
Do I have a reaction to it? I don't know what that means. What are you looking for me to do? Jump up and down? No, I don't have a reaction to it. I don't know that the charges are unsealed yet. So no, I can't. I'm not going to comment on that.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean, they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's,
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July, if we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But I don't think that the public or you all are going to uncover men within the Epstein files that abuse women, unfortunately.
Okay, then just to follow up, on the investigation into Federal Chairman Jerome Powell, is the Justice Department, what's the status of that investigation? Now that President Trump has nominated a new Fed chair, is the Justice Department looking to bring a close to the investigation into Chairman Powell as soon as possible?
I don't have a comment on that, on the subpoenas that were issued. I don't think the timing of President Trump's decision to nominate somebody is a controlling factor in any investigation.
Hi, I just wanted to follow up on Alana's question. So you're saying that the shooting investigation of Alex Preddy is now a civil rights investigation. You're implying that that's always been the case. Can you also say what about the shooting of Renee Good? I mean, why not is that a civil rights investigation?
I didn't say it was always the case. I said it's the same thing that we said as of last Sunday, with respect to last weekend. There are thousands, unfortunately, of law enforcement events every year where somebody is shot. The Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice does not investigate every one of those shootings. There has to be circumstances or facts, or maybe unknown facts, but certainly circumstances that warrant an investigation. So when I talked about last weekend, and when others have talked about this week, the fact that President Trump has said repeatedly, of course this is something we're going to investigate. That's what I meant about what we're doing. It doesn't mean that every time that there's a federal officer-related shooting, that's something civil rights takes up. It depends on the circumstances.
Follow up on that. Can you just? I know you can't be specific about details of the investigation, but can you kind of just characterize the scope of the Preddy investigation? What kinds of things that they'll be looking for, and who's involved?
Well, I mean, it's an investigation, so what do we think we're looking at? We're looking at everything that would shed light on what happened that day and in the days and weeks leading up to what happened. And that's like any investigation that the Department of Justice and the FBI does every day. It means we're looking.
You are listening to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche discussing a major release of Epstein files today. We should note those files have been released and posted online. Our team is looking through them now. Blanche says the DOJ releasing 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. Let's bring in Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker. Kristen, just help us understand the significance of this moment today and what is standing out to you.
Well, Joe, a couple of things standing out to me. You have the Deputy Attorney General effectively confirming that the Justice Department has now released the remainder of the documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein files. Remember, the deadline was more than a month ago. You heard the Deputy Attorney General defend the process, say this was an all-hands-on-deck effort by DOJ, and effectively saying that they were pouring through these documents extremely carefully to make sure that they were protecting the identities of any potential victims, saying that they did redact the images of the women in the files, but not the men, unless they could do so without protecting the women's images. So I thought that that was very notable. Another very notable exchange, you heard him pressed repeatedly on whether the Justice Department took pains to try to protect President Trump. He pushed back against that narrative, saying that, look, they had released everything in these files. There were some headlines as it relates to the death of Alex Preddy, of course, that observer in Minneapolis who was shot and killed last weekend, saying that an FBI civil rights investigation has now been opened into that death. So a significant headline on that. It is certainly notable, though, that the Epstein files have been released amidst all of the unrest in Minneapolis, Joe.
Yeah, and a lot of headlines there. We know journalist Don Lemon, an independent journalist, former CNN anchor, has been arrested in association with a protest that took place recently at a Minnesota church. And we haven't even heard yet if he's been asked about Luigi Mangione. Of course, the death penalty now off the table in that case after a judge dismissed 2 federal charges. A lot to cover. That's going to conclude this NBC News special report, but we are going to continue our coverage on our streaming channel, NBC News Now. We'll also have more on your local station, online at NBCnews.com, and a full wrap-up tonight on NBC Nightly News. I'm Joe Fryer. Good day.
At Subaru of Jacksonville, we know it's more than a car. It's adventure, built-in safety, reliability, and real value. Drive out in your new Subaru today and make no payments until spring. Lease a new 2026 Subaru Crosstrek for only $255 per month. You heard right, only $255 per month. Every new Subaru from Subaru of Jacksonville comes with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Peace of mind for all of our customers. Over 350 new Subarus at Sojacks.com. As always, drive a Subaru, you'll buy a Subaru.
At West Shore Home, we're making it easy to knock out your bathroom project right now with winter savings. All you have to do is schedule online at westshorebath.com to lock in free installation on your project. Plus, when you act now, get 18 months of no interest financing. From tub to shower conversions to walk-in tub installations and even full bathroom remodels. Our crews of highly trained employee installers are ready to bring your dream project to life. Get started by visiting westshorebath.com for winter savings from West Shore Home.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-206-6803. That's 1-800-206-6803. Call now, 1-800-206-6803.
In Florida, warm winters aren't rare, but 50% off Tommy Bahama, Lexington, and even more premium brands is. It's Bear's Warm Winter Savings Event. Enjoy our lowest prices of the year on the brands you love, the resort style you want, the quality you trust, at savings you don't see every day. With flexible financing and complimentary design services, creating your oasis has never been easier. Bears always hits home.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
All right, well, get ready for a spooky, spectacular show all wrapped into one major event. We are talking about Paranormal Cirque. I've got Steve Copeland here along with some performers. We've got Olympia and Ricardo, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. You look so creepy cool.
Thank you.
So for those who maybe have not heard of Paranormal Cirque, yeah, I'm like, which way do I look? There's so much going on. Tell us about it.
Well, Paranormal Cirque is an R-rated horror circus. It's rated R because there's lots of bad language and adult humor. In fact, I have prepared an alphabetized list of the bad words
No
in the
way.
show. So let me start from A to Z, or I can go from back. We'll probably get an FCC fine. if we do
Yeah,
that,
maybe
won't
we'll skip on that
Okay,
one.
fine. Well,
but there's a whole list.
Yeah, and this is not a show for children. This is a show for adults. It's
Okay.
a great, fun date night. It's a unique night out for friends. And we're at the Orange Park Mall. Tonight's our opening night. We have a show at 7:30 p.m. We have 2 shows tomorrow, Saturday at 6:30 and 9:30 p.m. Sunday, we have 2 shows at 5:30 and 8:30 p.m. And then Monday is our last night at Orange Park with a show at 7:30 p.m. So a few chances to come check us out. All the information I just spat out can be found at our website, paranormalcirque.com. You can also get tickets there. So yeah.
And look at this. Okay, so we're looking at Olympia right now. So she is a juggler.
That's right, and
Okay.
she's not just any kind of juggler. She is a bounce juggler.
Oh.
She can bounce balls off of the floor. Now, she's going to be doing a few tricks. We're saving the really impressive stuff for the show, so you got to get a ticket to come check it out. But for her big finale, she bounces 5 balls at the same time.
No way.
While walking downstairs.
What?
I can't even walk downstairs and chew gum, so
Right.
I don't know how she does that with 5 balls going at the same time.
And even just juggling in general. Now, our executive producer, Justin, he can juggle. We might have to see if you can do this, Justin. This is pretty cool. Okay, and then Ricardo, what style of art does he perform?
So Ricardo is our very talented handstand artist and contortionist. Just look at that strength.
Oh my God.
He can bend his body in so many unnatural ways. I don't know how he does it. I go to bend over to tie my shoelaces
that.
and I throw up. So
Oh my gosh, y'all. And then
That
look what
is
he's on
amazing.
too, the little body parts. If they zoom down,
yeah,
you'll see it.
that's from the last critic who criticized our show. So now he's part
Stop.
of the show all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, is he about to change something up here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He does all kinds of amazing things. And these are just 2 of the acts you're gonna see. We have a
Right.
sword swallower who swallows swords and then jump ropes, hula hoops, and does push-ups
Oh
with
my
the sword down her
gosh.
throat.
Look at
We've
this.
got performers flying through the air on straps and chains. We got people walking on a wire high above your heads. We've got lots of laugh out loud comedy. So there's a little bit of everything.
Oh my gosh. How is this possible? I feel like he's
Lord of
gonna snap
mercy.
in half. Oh my. And you have performers from all over the world too, because
That's right.
I have been to this last 2 years under the big top. It is so cool. The music, the costumes, and the talent is amazing. So how many performers do you have?
We have a troupe of about 15 performers.
Okay.
People doing all kinds of amazing things. And not only do you get 2 hours of Vegas quality R-rated horror circus entertainment, we have a haunt attraction pre-show. That begins an hour before showtime, and you're gonna see our performers up close and personal in a haunt attraction environment.
That's cool. And now I imagine you have merch, because I would want to buy something from there. I bet you have some really cool stuff.
We have tasty snacks. We have refreshing non-alcoholic beverages. We have cool masks and paranormal pinup stickers. So definitely bring some money.
Yeah.
And you can also tip me when I take my shirt off.
Oh, wonderful. A little extra there for you.
That's right.
Really quickly, too, tell them the website, and then also, is there a special promotion they can get their hands on?
Absolutely. So tonight's our opening night. We go through to Monday the 2nd, and we're located at the Orange Park Mall outside of Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
You won't miss our beautiful climate-controlled tent.
Oh, nice.
Tickets can be bought at the door or at paranormalcirque.com. Just don't wait until the last minute, because tickets are going fast.
Yep.
And you can use the promo code 5OFF to save $5 off every ticket. That's the number 5, capital O, capital F, capital F. That'll save you $5 on every ticket.
Look at this. I know, right? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. This has been so much fun. And like I said, I have gone to the last 2 years. It is such a unique experience. You definitely don't want to miss it. But again, rated R.
And it's completely new this year, too. That's another
Oh, we got some
important
new
thing.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, so you're not going to see the same thing.
That's right.
That's cool, too. Well, thank you again so much. And break a leg? I'm not, well, maybe. Okay, David, over to you.
Golly, good grief. God. The both of us were just like, oh. All right, well, Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks, but we better start making plans in advance. And if you need ideas on how to spend that day with your family, Kate and Jamie from Fun for First Coast Kids are here to help. Hello. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Okay, so, what Valentine-themed events are going on, this month or like leading up to Valentine's Day?
Yeah, so some of the events start next week.
Okay.
So we wanted to make sure and come on and share with families. The Nestling Collective is hosting a Valentine's Day dance where each kiddo will get a rose. They'll have dancing and music, of course, and then they'll have light refreshments. Also, the YMCA is hosting a family night Valentine's Day themed bingo.
Okay.
So super fun for the whole family.
Gotcha.
For those that don't know, Michael's Craft Stores hosts their Sunday Kids Club, and so they have several Valentine's Day themed Sunday Kids Clubs happening in the beginning of the month, so definitely check those out. And then Main Event is hosting their Valentine's Day extravaganza. It's always a great time at Main Event. It's such a fun place.
That place is great.
Yeah, they'll have several different ticket options. All of the tickets come with a 1-hour arcade game card and like unlimited bowling and laser tag.
Nice.
But super fun for the whole family, not just the kids, the adults as well. And then it would also make a great date night for those that don't have children.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, Main Event is right in my alley. I am a grown child, so like I go in there and just like have a blast.
It's
awesome.
a great time. Yeah.
Okay, so what if parents want to have a date night to celebrate Valentine's Day? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, so it's a big, popular time for a date night, and a lot of businesses are offering kids' nights out so the parents can have dates. Kids can be kids, and for Nadina, it has like a big indoor play structure, and for like $25, parents can drop off their kids and they can play and listen to music, do fun games and activities.
And they get fed dinner.
Oh, yes, and dinner. So it makes it, I feel like it's a really affordable
That's
option.
great.
Yeah, and then
it's only $25?
It's only $25, yeah. And then we walk the Spectrum, and then Sensory Town are another couple places. So there's lots of good options. And then if you want to leave the kids home, we always love Twinkle Toes Nanny Agency that we've talked about before. They're wonderful. They do the background checks, you do everything online, and then they just, they'll line up the sitters for you. But I feel like a lot of these people book up really fast this season. So like the events or the nanny or the sitters, like definitely do it sooner than later.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely jump on that. Yeah, that's got to be booking up really, really quickly. I didn't know they had those for kids. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like you can drop the kids off and then you go out and have a date.
Yes. And I mean, there's going to be some great restaurants then for Nadina too. So we get a chance to check out.
Wicked Bow. We've done a foodies there. That place is delicious. Oh, so check that out. Okay, so what about events going on next month? What do you got?
Yeah, so personally, we're helping host a couple. Last year, we started these family fun day groups. So we have a group for toddlers and we have a group for homeschoolers. And next month, we have a couple Valentine's Day themed ones. On February 9th for toddlers, we're hosting one at Color Me Mine, so they can paint pottery. It's a great opportunity to make some of those cute gifts like handprints and give to a loved one. And then also on February 12th, we're doing a homeschool one at Ed Austin Regional Park. Okay. And so homeschool families can come out. We're going to do like a Valentine exchange, or they can do and meet other families, and then they can also play on the playground as well. So.
That is fantastic. Always a bunch of stuff. You guys, you always bring it. I love it so much. And I'm telling you, I'm always so super impressed with the both of them because they have all this information and they have nothing in their hand. Like, I'm serious. Like, I have to have this just to ask 3 questions, man. Like, it's fantastic. Okay, so tell everybody where they need to go to learn more.
Well, if they want to find the stuff about our playgroups, our Facebook page, if they search Fun for First Coast Kids Family Fun Days, they can join the group to stay up to date. Or I also post links to the signups on the link in our bio on our Instagram page.
Yes.
And
Very cool.
And then all the Valentine's Day events will be, we have a specific Valentine's Day page on our website at firstcoastkids.com.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies. I really do appreciate it. As always, have a good weekend. Guys, stick around. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. Injured, there's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
Yo, remember me?
Don't forget about me.
Do your forgotten things a favor and help our mission provide career training and support services right here in our community. We are Goodwill, removing barriers to employment.
Odds are beaten here. Comebacks begin here. Victories happen here. Futures start here. For children, for families, for where we live. Wolfson Children's Hospital is here.
You wouldn't have your ex officiate your wedding.
Do you, Jake? Liar, cheater, gaslighter.
So why have anyone but America's largest injury law firm handle your injury case? Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Welcome back. We are a month into the new year, and if you're still working on your new year, new you attitude, lifestyle contributor Ann Roy is back with some self-care and wellness products to help keep you motivated. Always great to see you, and Happy New Year.
Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
you can stop saying it. Well, I haven't seen you yet. I haven't seen her yet. So good to see you.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of
even more awkward.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, we've got a bunch of great products today that I will just also add could double as Valentine's Day gifts. So
good
just
idea.
a thought out there. So we're going to start with workout towels. So if you're gotten yourself into a workout routine, or if you need to get yourself into a workout routine, these are by a company called Orenda, and they are made from recycled plastic bottles.
That's cool.
So super absorbent, and they're what makes them unique is they have mantras on them. So this is like I am, and it's got a whole saying. This is a small towel. They've got larger towels. It comes with a strap, so it can hook. If you've got like a yoga mat, you can hook it to the strap with the strap there.
It just goes
and then
around
the
it.
top also will fit over a mat. It's got sleeves, so this is going to fit over a mat. So
I love that idea.
That's Orenda.us is the company. This, if you're working out or whatever, you want to put your hair back and you're having trouble finding clips, this is a company called Fizzy.com. Two best friends came up with it, and they take, it's hair clips, but they take it to a fun level.
I love these cute ones
they've got
down
Love,
here.
they have Mama, they make 2x2 size, 4x4 size, and then they have hearts. They have every letter of the alphabet.
Oh,
so
that
that's
would be a
kind
nice
of cool
gift, yeah.
to do. And it really grips. So if I do not have thick hair, but if you have very thick hair, it's going to grip and it's going to stay in place.
Love it.
So
and I like how cute they are.
Fizzy.com for that.
All right.
Next up, this sock company, SquidSocks.inc. So these are performance socks. They come in no-show, ankle, and crew. Now, what makes them different is they've got the grippers on the inside of the heel, the outside of the heel, and on the bottom where the squid socks.
Wow.
So these things are not gonna move on your feet at all.
That's nice.
And there's an array of colors. They make them for adults and for kids. So whether it's running, Pilates, golf, and they come in 3-packs. They actually have, right now on their website, 25% off.
Oh, that's great.
If you are interested in that, different colors, again.
And we were talking off camera. Pilates we got into that this year. So
yes, and you need
you have to
the
use
first
that
time I went with just regular socks. They didn't say anything to me the first
did you
time.
Slip around?
No, I didn't really, but then I realized I got it. I figured it out. So it's squidsocks.inc, I-N-K for that. And then finally, we've got this.
This is cool. Here, I'll hand it to you.
It's called the Face Genie by Revo. So it's for sculpting. It's instead of going to the spa, you've seen these out, and it's got red light therapy, it's got green light therapy. Let me press the button.
Yeah, you can change between the different
blue
colors.
Light therapy, and then you can change the intensity of it. So the idea is to use it with their collagen cream, and you're going to use it on your neck. You're going to use it on your face for like 10 minutes at a time.
Like this
and
idea.
It works for fine lines, blemishes, depending on what color you're using, depuffing your face.
Right,
so, again, just a nice tool to have while you're sitting there reading something or watching TV. Just do it 5-10 minutes a day. So
it all adds up.
that is, the company is revomatic.com for that.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thank you so much. You always have such great ideas for us. You can also follow her on Instagram at A Royal Fine, and always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, of course. And here's a look at some other trends. New Year's resolutions are in full swing, and many of us are searching for smarter ways to streamline our daily routines and to get organized. So joining us now is lifestyle expert Chassie Post with some must-have solutions you need to reset and refresh for the new year. So great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And many people are looking to get their 2026 finances in order. So do you have a solution to help manage it all?
Oh, I sure do. And great to see you too, Jordan. I mean, let's talk about finances. Everyone, is a little worried about finances from time to time. So try Quicken Simplify. It's the most comprehensive app for managing your financial essentials, from tracking daily spending and subscriptions to retirement planning. Its forward-looking features like the spending plan show exactly what you have left to spend or save in real time, plus projected cash flow forecasts upcoming balances, so you really can plan with confidence. And right now, I can't believe it, but you can get it for under $3 a month. So, I mean, thank you.
It sounds like a win-win there. And Chassie, I have to say, after the holidays, you kind of look at your house and you're like, man, I need a refresh. So do you have something that can keep our homes feeling fresh until we get to that spring cleaning mode?
Oh, I sure do. You're going to love this. So scent can instantly change how your home feels. We know this, right? It feels cleaner, calmer, more comfortable. And Zep Freshen delivers their trusted pro-level performance with powerful odor elimination and your choice of, fragrance-free or long-lasting scents that smell so good to refresh every room. So Zep's line of 12 odor-eliminating products includes multi-purpose cleaners and long-lasting air fresheners, and they're all available exclusively at Lowe's. Now, next, we also know how important self-care is, right? We've all got to take a little time. So you have got to try the Downy Cozy Collection Scent Booster Beads. So these are a limited edition lineup. So they feature rich cafe-inspired aromas like Cherry Jubilee, Chai Latte, and Pistachio Cream. I mean, they're safe for all fabrics and washing machines. Just pour the beads in before your laundry, and it will transform your home into a cozy retreat. So it's the perfect way to bring an elevated, enduring fragrance to your home, and you can find them on Amazon and at retailers nationwide.
That sounds very nice. And then what about some other trends you're seeing for this year?
Yeah, so lately I've noticed a major trend. So more families are ditching the big labels for store brands. So with National Store Brand Month wrapping up, it's really the perfect time to make the switch, because options from store brands use the very same FDA-approved active ingredients as name brands, but they just cost less. So you can find these trusted, affordable solutions at retailers like Walgreens. So it's the same quality, relief, for flu, pain, or allergies. It's just a smarter way to stay healthy in 2026, which who doesn't love that?
Yeah, I love the sound of that. If we save a little bit of money and it's still going to do its job, I am there. So, Chassie, thank you so much for joining us. Where can we go for more information?
Thanks for having me, Jordan. And for more information on everything I talked about today, just go to inthenews.tv. And so great to be with you.
Yes, you too. Happy, I was going to say happy holidays. No, it is Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yes.
And everyone at home, if you would like to see this interview again, you can head to First Coast News Plus.
When red lights flash and school bus stop signs swing out, you have to stop. Full stop.
Too many drivers get impatient, tailgating, swerving around buses, and even passing while kids are crossing.
Some drivers are texting, some just in a hurry. But one reckless decision can cost lives. Respect the stop.
Protect the students of Jax.
Sponsored by Farah and Farah.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Let's get organized together.
Since 1945, Bears Furniture has helped make every homecoming feel like a new beginning. Delivering more than furniture through every season and every perfect season. Bringing the value of home when home meant everything. For the last 80 years, we've helped shape the feeling of home for generations. And the best part? We're only getting started. Now and then, Bears always hits home.
Attention, if you currently use a hydrophilic intermittent catheter, please listen up. Starting in 2026, new changes are in effect. To keep receiving the catheter you currently rely on, you need an updated prescription. Changes like this can bring up questions. That's why Coloplast is making life easier, with a free guide for any catheter user that takes you through the process. Visit keepyourcatheter.com or call now to receive your free guide by email and learn how to update your prescription today. Call now or visit keepyourcatheter.com. That's keepyourcatheter.com. It just takes a couple minutes and means no changes to your catheter of choice. Visit keepyourcatheter.com, keepyourcatheter.com, or call today, 833-679-0799, 833-679-0799. Coloplast shares this as general guidance and not as legal or health advice. Insurance rules vary and change. Talk to your healthcare provider about treatment options and your supplier for billing questions.
At Subaru of Jacksonville, we know it's more than a car. It's adventure, built-in safety, reliability, and real value. Drive out in your new Subaru today and make no payments until spring. Lease a new 2026 Subaru Crosstrek for only $255 per month. You heard right, only $255 per month. Every new Subaru from Subaru of Jacksonville comes with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Peace of mind for all of our customers. Over 350 new Subarus at Sojacks.com. As always, drive a Subaru, you'll buy a Subaru.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today our roads are littered with killing machines. I'm talking about semi-trucks. They can easily kill, even at low speeds. Injured in a trucking accident? We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back here in the kitchen. We're dealing with some bratwurst, and I am so excited. I love bratwurst. This is really good. So, but I gotta say, hold on, don't touch that yet. Put that down.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Today is a very special day.
Okay, don't do no sauerkraut.
No, today is a very, very special day. It's not about sauerkraut. It's not about sauerkraut. You can try that in just a second. Today is his birthday.
Yay!
Today is your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
I appreciate it.
36 years old, right?
Yeah. And we're gonna feed you some sausage.
Oh my gosh.
And oh gosh, the burner. Why do we always do this? Well, happy birthday, Justin. We love you.
Yeah, I'm going to go get a nice big steak and cook it for dinner tonight with the kids. Gosh. And they already woke me up. Yeah. They had presents for me, and they were like, open all your presents. I'm like, it's 7 in the morning. Let's open the presents a little later. But I have some new socks. That was one of my presents.
Oh, there you go.
And this new long sleeve shirt was one of my presents. So I opened a couple.
Very soft.
You're looking fresh.
And now you're about to eat some brats.
Let's eat some bratwurst with a little side of confetti.
So he doesn't like sauerkraut. Well, he's never tried it.
He's never tried sauerkraut.
I really don't want to.
He's never tried it.
I appreciate it, Paul.
It's a one-bite rule, dude. One-bite rule.
I just set it there.
There you go.
You can grab one string.
One-bite rule.
Why do y'all do this?
Just put it in your face.
Just so you know, I had to eat a spicy chicken tender.
We have 50 seconds.
Just eat it. He's a man.
No way people like that crap.
I love it.
I'll eat the whole thing.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to finish this up, y'all. We had so much fun. He's spitting that out. Y'all have a great weekend.
Stick around. The news is next. Classy Clark has got your read.
It tastes like armpit sweat.
And that's your birthday present from us. Love you.
Armpit sweat.